Hey everybody, it's been a long time since I've done a video. Life's been crazy, summer's been crazy, had just a lot going on and trying to get back to the basics about shipping videos. Hope you notice this time we've got a few extra little features just because of having access to a computer with a little more sophisticated editing tools. We're still working out of our studio here in Toledo, Oregon, working off pretty basic equipment, but I'm happy to be back here. And so this video, I'm posing the question of, if you could go back in time 4 years, what would you tell yourself? What would you tell yourself was important? What are things you would tell yourself, jump on that, you missed the boat, or things you tell yourself, hold off on that idea, that's a little too either early or just a bad idea altogether. I don't buy the cliche answer that, well, I wouldn't go back and tell myself to do anything different because my experiences have shaped who I am. I don't buy it. I'm grateful for the experiences I have. I'm glad I experienced them. But I do have some words of advice I would tell myself 4 years ago, and I challenge you to reflect on that for yourself. The first thing I'd tell myself is, don't try to be the savior. Don't worry about being the person that comes up with all the great ideas, being the person that makes everything work. Focus more on doing what is important rather than doing everything. I think, I came into my first gig 4 years ago, and I felt it was my first time of being the pool director, being the person in charge. And I think I would challenge myself to let some things be more, to double down on things that I knew were right, but I didn't want to admit that there was a better way than my idea. And don't worry about being the one with the right answers. I've gotten a lot more comfortable over the last few years of saying, I don't know, but that's a good idea to think about, and that's a good thing to ponder and figure out what's the best answer for. I think it's better to not worry about being right than, let me rephrase that again, our quality here. Focus on not having the right answers, but doing the right things. And I think anyone that's been around will know that that's at times easier said than done. The other thing I would challenge myself kind of professionally as an aquatics director would to expect excellence from day one. To don't give people a pass because it's never going to get any easier. To tell people this isn't cutting it, or that you're doing a great job, and commend them for it. And there's one other thing I think I would challenge myself to do, and it's what I'm doing right here, is I would make more content. I would not worry about making excellent, great things and worry about just getting things out the door. And I think there's a lot of value in that, and the ability of just continuing to put something out and iterate and making small changes and small decisions as I go along. I mean, I've been slowly improving here. I rearranged so this room here works as a studio. It's got a lot better lighting, a lot more room, some improvements from some friends on how to make some better video. And I think it's going to show really well, especially as we become more and more sophisticated, as we grow our audience together, about how to make this have even higher and higher production values. But the most important thing is just getting something out the door. And I would tell myself to focus more on it and focus on building that audience. And I would challenge you, if you've got something you want to talk about, to get out there and start doing it. Even the few videos I've made so far, I've gotten a lot of good feedback, and seeing the views rack up is really encouraging. And if I could go back 4 years, I would have started this 4 years ago, and just, even if it would have been complete crap and I wouldn't have known what I was talking about. Because I think it's more important to continue to try, continue to do your homework, and make good stuff. So I'd like to know what you think. So if you could email me or tweet me what you would go back and tell yourself in 4 years, so I don't make the same mistakes and other people don't make the same mistakes. You can send me tweets to @thejoeandrews. Again, that's @thejoeandrews. Or you can send me an email to poolguymedia@gmail.com. Again, that's poolguymedia@gmail.com. And lastly, I just want to thank you for staying tuned with me for this long. I'm really excited about what we can do with this video series and this channel and a lot of the other content that's going to be coming down the pipe.